Hey everyone, welcome back to the Reptile Room. Today, I'm going to take you around the room, give you a little bit of a room tour, and update you on some other things. Last week, you guys saw the ball pythons, and I'll update you on the other little guy that we assist fed last week, similar to what Brian showed you. And I legitimately just watched Brian's channel video this morning, and he handled his basilisks, and it was hilarious, and I'm going to try to do the same. So enjoy the video, follow along, like, subscribe, all the fun things. Welcome to the Reptile Room. Well, I don't think it recorded any of that, so that's unfortunate, but I tried to reach in there and they ran away. And the nice thing about these enclosures is that they're very large and there's plenty of places for them to go run and hide. So since they've done that, I'm not going to go try to chase them down, right? We're trying to build trust here, and that is going to break that trust if you keep doing it. And it never fails that when the camera is not on, I'm able to get him up on my hand and he just kind of hangs out, which is always fun, and I hope I can do that more often. We're working on it, Basilisks aren't really a handling lizard. You pretty much just kind of look at them, though I think when I get these bred out and we produce the first round of babies, I think we'll be able to handle them a little bit better, tongue twister, a little bit easier anyway. Cool, we'll just move on then. See, we got Jane here, who's looking really good. Of course, he's trying to push his way out. Mechanical fasteners on these, always a good choice. He's doing really well. He's gonna get fed here again this week, and it's gonna be a smaller meal. Caboose is off of food this week because of her giant meal she had last week. And up here, we have the Mojave, and she's doing really well. Oh, she's in shed. Oh, hey. Here, we'll pull you out just because you're in shed and I don't want to mess with you too much here. Hold on, give me a second, guys. Oh yeah, deep in shed. So she's really deep in shed right now. We're not going to handle her at all. She's just looking really good. You can see the very blue eye caps there that she's going to shed. When she comes out of shed here in, I think her rate is like 5 days. So in the next week or so, she should shed, and then we'll give her a bunch of food because I want to get her masked up a little bit more for next year, because I think she's going to be size enough for Jane next year, and maybe we'll try to get a clutch of eggs with Mojave dragonflies potentially as an option. So continuing on our little tour here, she's looking good as always. She's really a nice animal. While I'm talking snakes, I might as well hop in here with our dude Guinness. So Guinness is doing cool. Doing cool. He's doing warm, right? Because he's cold-blooded. He's doing really good. He's looking good. He's very active. So ball pythons are lazy, right? Well, he's been active, and I'll have to reach back out to my buddy and see if he was really that active, but this thing, he's really doing good. I can't wait to feed him. I think his feeding response is going to be pretty stellar. So now looking behind us over here, we do have Caboose, who's also moving around, being pretty active right now over here, and you know, that's pretty great. Caboose is a tank, and down here, of course, you see right here, we have the plated lizard, and the plated lizard, as always, is over the food dish just looking for some more food. And unfortunately, we're not giving it more food today. We're gonna wait for, I think, a day or so, and then I'm gonna really load them up probably Thursday and Friday. Everybody's active. Let me show you some close-ups of them. All right, so we're outside with Ronnie in his enclosure. It is 11 o'clock. He hasn't come out on his own. He's like a teenager. It's time to wake him up. Oh, hey, buddy. Did you hear me come in? How you doing? You're warm. All right. Oh, yeah. Good job, buddy. So today it's supposed to get up to about 90, so I've left him in here for a few extra days. I was originally going to pull him out on Friday, this past Friday, but I just didn't do it. He held up to the temperatures where we got down to, I think it was 52 was the low, but his hot spot in his hide box, which I've been monitoring pretty closely, has not dipped below 70 degrees, so that's been awesome. You can see he's doing really well. He keeps an eye out for everything. He looks and sees where the sun is. He really knows what time of day is what. It's pretty interesting. He's really learned how to deal with outside, and I can't wait to add some more plants and everything for him to really interact with. His colors are doing really good too, which is awesome. And he has not really seemed to change his attitude from being outside, which is what we were all hoping for. I hope that continues when we take him back inside here in the next couple of days. Then it's going to be a little bit more interesting to see how he wants to deal with going back to his enclosure. But you saw before how big it is and how it shouldn't really matter to him. You know, he's got enough space. He is really just spoiled. And it's pretty entertaining to see my neighbors walk around and be like, oh man, we saw your big lizard Ronnie out hanging out. They all get a kick out of it. It's great. I love hearing that stuff. I've had a couple of people stop by and they've seen this enclosure and Ronnie out and about, and they just think it's the coolest thing. So with it being 90 degrees today, this is going to be another, well, probably today and tomorrow are going to be the last two really warm days for him to be outside. And then it's back into his his big box downstairs, his big enclosure downstairs in the room. So yeah, well, he's really hanging out, just chilling today. You know, you saw me just get him out. He isn't going to be too active until he soaks up those rays, but you could kind of see a color shift in him while he starts to figure out that we're outside and it's time for him to absorb that sunlight and the UV and the natural UV and all that fun stuff. He's fantastic. All right, guys, so here's our little guy. You know, still still hanging on, but we've noticed something. So there's like 2 lumps, okay? So I fed it once, and that's what this area is here. And you can see how thin this animal is. I mean, it's still moving. I mean, it's definitely still active. It's getting some sort of nutrients, and I have watched it poo, but if you look back here at the tail, see how full this looks to me? You know, I don't know if you can see that. It's a little dark. It feels a little hard. You would expect that to kind of come out with the gut bacteria stuff that we've been using, and this snake just needs a lot of work, guys. Like, it really does. Hopefully it hangs on. You know, we'll definitely see it's starting to scoop a bunch of dirt up into its face again. I was trying to get it into something that had more, you know, humidity and whatnot to help with the shed. Look how big the head is. Like, tiny little thing. Dinky little thing. I mean, it'd be awesome, but like, you can see, like, right here is just super thin. I don't know if maybe it hasn't eaten in just so long, it's really not going to be able to digest the stuff, but that's kind of what we were hoping with the little jump starter. So he's getting that dirt stuck in his mouth. I'm trying to get some of it out. I've done that before on some of my other snakes, so I've seen this before. I haven't seen this little slenderness issue. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get this little thing to bounce back for us. All right, well, you can see that we have our hands full down here in the reptile room with all these critters and the newest hatchlings, which I even totally forgot. And we still have 1 egg left on the shelf, and I mean, fingers crossed it's good and it'll hatch. That'll mean that we have, what is that, 6? We'll have 6 on the shelf then. So that means that I need 6 of you guys to pick these things up for me by the end of the year. Actually, no, I'm gonna keep those last ones that just hatched because I want to see if I incubated properly for male. Yeah, you can see that all the snakes are doing really well. You know, the little guy, he's doing stuff, you know. I hope, fingers crossed, that he's still going to do really well for us and hold up, which I really hope he does, because, you know, it would be gratifying to get him brought back. Well, I hope you guys like this video, you guys, everyone. I hope everyone likes this video. And if you do, share it with all your friends who you think might be into this. And how about going ahead and smashing that subscribe button and the like button. And yeah, and like I said, consider checking out the Patreon. It's a cool place. I post there about once a week, and I know I haven't really done any live streams, but I've had more work coming my way, which is awesome. That's what I want. So it's kind of throwing a little bit of a wrench in plans. So for now, the live stream is going to be a little bit suspended, but you might see one pop up from time to time. And I want to appeal to Brian Barczyk. He's got that road trip coming up. Why don't you come down here, Brian? You should stop by my room and check out my collection. This is only a portion. We got this other giant enclosure over here, and then I got one outside for my rhino iguana that matches your rhino iguana. So if all of my subscribers could just share this video over to Brian Barczyk, and you could say, hey, you guys should stop by on his little road trip, that would be super cool. So until next week, guys, that's it. Thanks again. I hope you enjoyed it, and come back and check us out again next week. Okay, so this is a little unfortunate, but it is 8 in the morning and the lights are not yet on, but I was just checking the rest of the room and I came in to look, and I started looking around and I noticed, you know, I just showed you everybody else, and you know, I was coming over to look at this guy and I noticed that there was some poo smear and poo there, and he had just done a big poo, and well, I think it did him in. I don't think he was able to digest. The lump is still in there. And so, yeah, here you go. So here's the thing. He's definitely not alive. That sucks. So we're gonna pull him out, set him right there. Sad. I'm gonna come back in a little bit when there's more light and whatnot. All right, guys, here's a little bit of bonus content, I guess. This is 8:33, September 9th in the morning. This was after I was finished shooting all the B-roll and the lights turned on, like I had mentioned in the little clip you saw before. So you know what's coming, so if you don't want to see this part, you should click away. But we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this little guy, and we're gonna talk about it a little bit. I'll mention my thoughts on it, and we'll go from there. So let me grab the little guy. It is unfortunate, but things do happen, guys. And I wasn't super confident up front, just because he came in so thin, and you will see a little bit more why I thought that. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so very, very unfortunate. I'll give you guys a couple of different views. Unfortunate, unfortunate, unfortunate. Look at this lump still, sad. Do you see that lump? That's still the food that he ate. I mean, he did take it down on his own. I just feel like, do you see how small in comparison to my pinky this animal is? I mean, his head is very, very small. It looks like he definitely does have some dirt. In his mouth, but it doesn't look like he swallowed any. Yeah, you can feel his teeth in there. He hasn't swallowed any, it's just kind of, you know, been wet. I didn't notice any respiratory infection, but I'm sure as soon as, you know, he ate, it could have been an issue. So I'm not sure, very unfortunate, but I'm gonna go ahead and put him down, go wash my hands. All right, I have a couple other things to add. So now that I've put him down and I've just got back from washing my hands and hand sanitizing and all that fun stuff. So, you know, I don't think this animal should have been, I heard it was purchased at a pet store, and I don't think this animal this size even, you know, should have been. So at this size, at 6 months now, this is many months later, 5 months is what they said they had it. And then it went to someone else, and then it came here. And this should not have been at a pet store. It should be a little bit bigger than that. You know, I saw a guy on Instagram who had just posted one, and it's very tiny and smaller than this one maybe. You know, it was kind of wrapping around, I think, his finger. And I think this one would be pretty close to that, but maybe a little bit bigger. You know, he was saying 100 grams, and I don't feel 100 grams there. So we're probably talking like maybe 20. I'm gonna have to find a scale or something. So, bummer. So I don't think it should have been at the pet store to begin with. We could all probably guess pet stores and whatnot, but I'm guessing a chain store, not a well-known one for reptiles and whatnot. If you're interested in a ball python, you should try to find a ball python breeder, or, you know, so a local person. Like, I'm trying to produce a couple of ball pythons, so you'll be able to find some of mine next year, hopefully. But, you know, none of those people are going to be letting them go when they're small and tiny like this. I just don't think it's a good idea. So, you know, sad. So be careful where you pick up your animals. Keep an eye on them if you're going to go to a store of some kind. You know, just ask questions about it. If they don't have answers, move on, keep looking. But that's my opinion. this animal came to us and I did not go searching this out, nor do I want more animals like this to come to me. You know, I always want to try to save an animal, but it always sucks when it dies on your watch. So I want to avoid that. I don't mind taking in animals for friends that are moving, and, you know, maybe some misplaced animals at homes where they don't quite fit in, you know, but they fit in with my groups and stuff. But that's about all I got for you on that. So, you know. Well, I hope you enjoyed that update. I mean, or not. Don't like it, I guess. Well, like it, but